What's up, boys? It's an outdoorsy type day. Just having a nice smoke. Recovering from last night. I went to a music fest with some homies. You know, it's been a minute. I'm drinking a nice Bordeaux, straight from France. Company label actually. So, you know, and it's weird because I hate wine. I'm not a wine person, never have been. But you gotta get your hands dirty sometimes, right? You gotta you gotta pull straight from the vine. But you know, I don't mind wine. It's very good because it's from France, so it's got to be good. But there's like these wine snobs, these wine aficionados. We should kill them. Like I mean in Minecraft, okay? Because Minecraft is life. Minecraft is like it's so blissful and serene. I was playing Minecraft the other day, dude, for like the first time in years. And that hit my dopamine receptors. Like I was in Shangri-La for like an hour. I'm like, if this was life, I would never have any more problems. Like it just everything is building blocks in Minecraft. It is so simple. It's like, have you ever K-holed? Have you ever done enough ketamine to where it's like you're in Minecraft, bro? That's what it feels like. Like for a lower dose of ketamine, it feels like you're in like one of those bouncy houses, you know, one of those bouncy castles, like from when you were a kid and there was like a block party or something, and you're an adult, so the rules dictate you can't do that anymore for some reason. But you know what, dude? I'm gonna get me a bouncy house just for me. No kids, just me, bro. Because I deserve it, bro. I fucking deserve a bouncy house. And some ketamine. I've never done ketamine while actually in a bouncy house. That would be doubly pleasurable. But anyway, yeah. Minecraft, I imagine, is what Elon Musk perceives as soon as he wakes up in the morning. And Elon Musk's dreams, by the way, are just regular reality. That's my opinion on that guy. Otherwise, I don't know shit about these people and the characters they portray in the public spotlight. They may or may not have anything to do with their actual personal lives. You go to the fucking personal life section on Wikipedia, bro, or like the early life section, bro. You never know, dude. It's like you go far back enough on Wikipedia in like these family trees and shit, like the Goldsmith family tree. They're all over the place, bro. And they like it's like, and they know they're being studied for their wealth by wealth dogs. So I mean, what I would do is exactly what they're doing. Diversification to the point where you can still have the perks of being billionaires with large estates, but you can also kind of champion causes indiscreetly, just funnel money into the political parties of your choice and push for causes like environmentalists or whatever, or anti-environmentalist. I don't even know. I have so many scripts in my mind. Like I write scripts, bro. I've got this thing going on with a major studio, and we've got a project coming out. I can't say anything about it because that would ruin it, so I'm not gonna do that. But I'm really pleased with the way these stories are coming about because they're all about different aspects of the human experience, and that's why people go to the movies. That's why people watch television. It's so that they can relate to something outside of themselves, right? It's not really outside of themselves. It's actually a fantasy that we all share. That's the beauty of it. But it does seem like, oh, Breaking Bad, I could never do that. I was like, dude, I've lived that life. Basically. I've lived kind of, not the exact details of that story, but I've like, I've lived a Heisenbergian life at points, abso-fucking-lutely, where it was just like, it was twist after twist, constant tension, constant gas on foot on the pedal, slamming on the pedal, being like, "Don't you touch my money!" That episode where he's like, where Jesse is burning his money, he's like, "Don't you touch my money!" Like, I've been golfing, I've been swimming more, I've been doing all this like more outdoorsy type stuff, and I really enjoy that because it exercises different parts of your brain. So that the more outside experience you have, I think, the more focused I am when I'm writing. And that comes first. That comes first. That's my only reason to wake up in the morning is to write something, pretty much. Whatever it is. Wine snobs. I think they should be rounded up. I'm not talking about people who enjoy wine, okay? I'm not saying that, like, the sommeliers are fucking going on the chopping block, but I think people who use that to be like, "Oh, I'm totally not an alcoholic, but you guys with your vodka and whiskey and beer, it's like beer has less alcohol content than wine, but for some reason, if I have a beer, I feel like the conception of me being an alcoholic in the sloppy sense, it's just different. Whereas if I'm having a glass of I don't even know. I think this is like a half Merlot. I really should know my own product, but it's a mix of different kinds of wine. It's like Merlot and a Compadre and a fucking I am so bad at this, and I'm so good at advertising for other beverage companies, but not my own. That's so fucking funny. But it's good wine. It's good wine, man. It's straight from France, so I don't see how you get any better than that. What are you gonna drink? Some Australian wine? Get the fuck out of here. The fucking, yeah. Go to the Dollar General and get some Aussie Pinot Grigio. Suck my ass. Or like some Chilean. I've never actually had Chilean wine. I've heard good things about it. But I mean, France usually, when you think of wine, you think of either Italy or Spain or France, like one of those romance countries, because wine, for some reason, it's associated with the heart and it's associated with romance. That's like part of the marketing. It's like chocolate in that way, you know. I'm not a big chocolate eater either, but every once in a while, it's a nice treat for me. It's a nice treat for me. Like a cigarette, dude. Like, I've never been one of these people who like, "Oh, I need a cigarette, bro, in order to function." But every once in a while, I'll enjoy a nice Newport or American Spirit or something. Like, the more natural, the better. I'm one of those people who's like, "I don't want any additives." I'm like, I'm picky about that. I like to know where the shit comes from, and I'm like that with everything, man. I'm like that with food. I'm like that with, like, I like farm raised eggs. Like, you can taste the difference. I like produce straight from the garden. I'm very interested in agriculture because personally, like, I grew up in the city and we're used to concrete slabs and we don't get a lot of intel on agriculture. I understand architecture. I understand building. Like my ancestors, dude, on both sides, we literally built cities. Like, we was builders, bro. We was kings, but we was also builders. From Tunisia to Sicily, Palermo, like my ancestors literally built Palermo. They came to this country on a fucking boat after World War II. And then they helped build parts of Chicago as well. And so that's always been like a sort of unearned pride for me, but I think that's the point. I'm sick of like this whole hustle culture where it's like you have to earn everything. You have to, like, do you really think that's how it works, dude? Do you really think like these rich families, they're just like, yeah, they'll cosplay and be like, we're so privileged, I'm just gonna like make my kids suffer? No, man, you do that to yourself by denying yourself the things that you actually want in life. And we all do that. I do it too sometimes. because we like waiting. We like the illusion of time. But that's all it is. It's just an illusion like everything else. This cigarette isn't real. This wine isn't real. That phone isn't real. In a sense, you aren't real. And the things of the world really don't. They play a part. They're getting used. You see, like, if you're not going to use something, I just don't see the point in it. That's why I'm like a minimalist in a sense, because when people like have all these like china sitting around, like china plates, like they only use them once a year. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is that? Stop that. That's an example of a pointless tradition. If the shit is not being used and it's just sitting around collecting dust 363 days out of the year, then you're just taking up space, and you're making it harder on people's backs when they inevitably have to move that shit in and out. I've done that so many times for people where it's like I've had to carry their fucking elephantine furniture up flights of wooden stairs. That's what I grew up doing, bro. It's like we're flipping units. And I'm on the ground. I was never up in the penthouse. I was always on the fucking ground, laying the cement. That was the foundation for my life and the way that I approach everything. I think like a builder. And so now I would like to think more like a farmer, like a gardener. You see what I'm saying? Because I want that variety in my life. This is why I emphasize farm-raised goods, farm-raised produce and meats. And I'm very passionate about the quality of what we put into our bodies. Because it's like, how are we supposed to enjoy life if we don't take care of ourselves? That's why all this gym bro shit has caught on so much. But I can incorporate that into my routine. Every once in a while, when I have like a one-on-one business meeting, I'll just go to fucking Lifetime. I'll go to a gym, bro. And we'll lift some, we'll spot each other, we'll play some pickleball, we'll have a fucking fun time, man. Hit the sauna, get that eucalyptus in your nostrils. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like blow my nose in the sauna. I'm like fucking, my nose is dripping in the sauna. That's good shit. So these winos, fuck them. I think we should round them up. For the people who said like, oh, if you didn't get the jab, we gotta round you up. I can't believe they even said that shit back then. Mainstream politicians in my state, Democrats and Republicans, they were always like, they were all be like 99% of the politicians were all like, if you don't do this weird thing, you're banned, basically, from, you're like, you're ruining it, bro. And anybody with half a fucking brain was like, fuck that. But the problem is, you know, I gotta keep my gerb, bro. Gotta get the gerb to keep my gerb. It's so dumb. Like, just, you couldn't figure out a way around this. I love Zen. I love I love the Bhagavad Gita. It's a good read. The Quran is a good read. I like reading those right now even more than the Babel, because they open up new parts of my brain. It's different ways of looking at God, different ways of looking at the same thing. You gotta have new experiences in life. That's one of the rules. You gotta have that's one of the rules to, like, satisfaction. It's having new experiences, but not being covetous of them, not lusting after them. You have to be able to stand outside of that and say, that shit's fucking irrelevant, bro. That shit's fucking irrelevant because my body is flawed. But because I'm not a body, listen to this, I'm not a body. So if my body does some shit, or is like tempted into eating a bowl of shit, that doesn't say anything about me. People will look at that and say that says something about you, but that's not the case at all. We do that just to laugh, just to have a good time. I'm doing fucking ketamine at music festivals because I think it's fun. Because I like the bouncy house. I like the Minecraft experience, IRL. But do I make that my whole personality? No. It's like these rich guys who just like, yeah, I'm just driving cars, bro. I'm just buying hookers all day. That's my life. I don't contribute anything. I have no passions other than money. I despise that. I despise that because you're just selling yourself short. That's not rich to me. Richness, I think, is about experience. Wealth is about experiences. It's about a myriad of experiences free of expectations. Free of expectations. You get to command what you want and write that down and kind of swerve toward that. But if it feels like you're forcing yourself, it's just not going to play out the way you want. You're probably not going to enjoy it the same way as you would if it like came up unexpectedly. Like, oh yeah, I lost my job the other day, but hey, this friend called me back, and so that then frees up my time to go over there and have brunch or something and play 12 holes. That to me is a great chain of events. To lose your shitty ass job, get your last paycheck for a while, for the unforeseen future, and then go spend that on a nice date, basically. I like that. That's what life's about, man. It's about here's a great word. Serendipity. Serendipity.